Hey, Brett here. So tonight I'm going to start with my ankles and toes actually, and these are both really important for balance. So when I'm practicing Tai Chi, I'm actually gripping with my toes, and so what's one thing I want stretchy toes, and I also want strong toes. The other thing is I want my ankles to be able to go in both directions as far as possible. Also helps with your squats as a bonus. So here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my toes under and then I'm going to sit back on them. Now, this is half of a pose that I do, and I'm going to do this for, let's see, I'll do that for that time. Another thing you can do, the full version of this pose, you put your arms or hands behind you and maybe in a prayer pose. So I'll go ahead and do that. On my shins, knees, and toes. So right now, I've got a really nice stretch in my toes. If you are not used to doing this the first few times, it is excruciating. This is a very targeted, highly leveraged pose. So you got to be careful. This other part is for the shoulders, and it's just a nice little added on thing. This is called pins and needles. And I don't know. I'm going to say the toes are the pins and the fingers are the needles, but I don't know which is which. So this is doing two things. One, I'm taking my ankles all the way back. So I'm bringing my toes up to my shins as much as they can physically go. And then I'm putting weight on it and I'm just sort of sitting here. And by about 2 minutes in, things are going to start to relax and just sort of give. And what that means is two things. One, my nervous system will have been tuned down a bit. The thing around my neck's doing the same thing. And then also the sarcomeres, the muscle fibers, will give a little bit more than they have recently, and that little bit more will be there available to me the next time I need it. It'll reduce the base tension in those muscles, so those muscles will sit at a slightly more relaxed state. For your Tai Chi folk, if you want, you can tuck under your tailbone. So push your sacrum down, and then push your fontanelle up and extend your spine. But do not, repeat, do not attempt to engage your pelvic floor like this. I mean, I suppose you could try, but I don't think your toes would appreciate it at all. Oh, this feels really nice. I'm actually putting a little more pressure on them as I look back. Oh, okay. Now to come out of this, I'm going to push forward. Excuse me, chest move, please. Move, please. Thank you. And then I'm going to lift my toes. And then I'm going to set my toes down. Had I not pushed Chesh away, he would have been trying to get at my hands, and I needed my hands at that moment. Okay, so now this is great because it's exactly what I do. I want to put my toes back. Now, you may not be able to get your bum on your heels. Great, use a pillow. I can, which means I'm going to go a little bit further. I'm going to go ahead and extend this a little bit. I'll go ahead and do it from the front. Knees together, feet apart. Sit back between my bum. I'm going to give myself a little bit longer in this one. Okay, here we go. So, whereas before I was doing this with my ankles, now I'm doing this with my ankles. So when you're pointing your toes, that's called plantar flexion. When you bring them back, it's dorsiflexion. Dorsiflexion is especially important for squatting. Squatting is a basic range of motion, and actually, if you're not able to squat, it would be an excellent thing to work towards. It's a great target. You may or may not be able to make it, but anything you can do to get closer will give you better all control of your body. So for squatting, you need some flexibility in your hips, certainly your knees. This is good for that. But this is also good because you're stretching the front here, which means it's helping on a back bend. So if you have a tight back, it's often because of your front and vice versa. So here's a scenario. Imagine I'm sitting. I am kind of sitting. My hip flexors, all right? I'm doing this, which means I'm closing the joint. So I'm flexing my hip flexors, which means they're going to be compressing. I'm doing this all day long. The body over time says, oh, I don't need these tissues to be as long. So when you start to extend those hip flexors, they're tight and they pull. And so you have to pull back with your lower back. So if you stretch your hip flexors, it'll generally help your lower back quite a bit. If I stretch the front of the front of my legs here, it'll help me on the back for a back bend. Now my bum is thoroughly on the ground, so I'm going to come back a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not sure how far back I'm going to go. If your bum comes off the ground or you feel any pinching in your lower back, go back up. So right now I'm getting ooh, oh boy. Careful, I've got a cramp that's just starting in my left foot. Ouch. So I'm going to do trigger point on this for a while. It's going to keep it compressed. And I'm going to follow it to where it's spasming and see if I can. Oh, I think I've already got it. Relax it. There. I got it pretty quickly after it started doing its thing. Okay. Again, this is not important to get the biggest bang for the buck in the pose. Bum on the ground between your feet is great. This is hyperextending now. Oh, my foot. And there we go. I'm not going to stay down here very long. This is really tight on the top of my feet. Oh, okay. Okay, now I'm going to lift out a little bit and just relax. Feel the blood pressure, the blood flow come to, oh, my calves and my knees. Whew. Okay, that's good. Yeah. Just fully extending my knee. Once you've really done some deep stretching on the joint, and really the joint's involved. I'm not stretching the joint per se, though I'm trying to stretch around the joint. Putting the joint through full range of motion is really good. All right, now, how's that feel on the heel? Still a little tender, but I think it's better. Haven't decided what I was going to do after this. So here, what we're going to do. I'm going to do front splits. Not that one. Let's see, I don't need two on the back. All right, let's see how this goes. And that's what I'm going to do. That's enough. I haven't done anything in preparation for this. So let's see how this goes. Oh, I'm stiff. All right, right there, that's about blaster pose. There we go. Don't want that. That other block is too out of reach for me to get it without completely coming out of the pose. Alexa, volume up. Wonder. Ah, yeah, that's there. That was pretty good, actually, for just 5 minutes on this. I generally do splits longer, but I just don't have time tonight to do more than 5 minutes on each side because this is going to be it for tonight. Right here. hit my left hip flexor a bit. Ay, ay, ay. Yes, I still gotta be careful on my heel. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's definitely enough for tonight. Oh man, my right hip flexor is really speaking to me right now. Whew. Whoa, that was good. Let's see. Okay, so one last thing is going. Oh, come here, come here, oh, come here. Out here a little bit, buddy. I can pet you and get some leverage. Come here. Over here. Okay, so that started to hurt my shins. I'm gonna have trouble getting out of this one, Chesh. I'm in pretty deep. Oh man, this is gonna be a little tender to get out of. Okay, okay. That wasn't as bad as I expected, but I'd be lying if I said it didn't hurt a little bit. Good night.